Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Salam Media. I'm your host, Thaakir Dawood. I'm going to be taking you right through until 9 o'clock this evening. We've been having a jam-packed show this far. We've been chatting Olympic Games. Simone Biles dropping out of the gymnastics event, raising mental health issues as her reason. And we had a chat to Martelies van Graan, a sports psychologist, telling us a bit more about what it takes to mentally prepare an athlete for a massive event like the Olympics. But up next, we're going to chat to South Africa's favorite athlete, the UJ athletics manager, Roger Haitengi. He's going to give us a bit of a preview on what we can expect in the track and field events that's going to be taking place this weekend. So much pressure weighs on the shoulders of the South African team to get some trophies, or let's say silverware, in the South African medal tally. And let's hope that Roger can be our bit of good luck on this specific matter, and hopefully he can give Team South Africa a bit of good luck, even though he's Namibian. Good evening, Roger.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for taking the time out of your evening to join me on the show. Roger, an interesting weekend of athletics ahead. The Olympics has been for 1 week in full swing. We've seen Tatiana Schoenmaker getting silver in the pool, breaking an Olympic record. We've obviously seen South Africa getting an Olympic medal in surfing, quite unpredictable. What have been some of the events that you were watching over the past weekend that caught your eye?
Well, I've been watching gymnastics. Like you said, Simone, that not bombed out due to mental issues. She decided to pull out. I mean, this is her third Olympics, so it's a very big stakes, especially if you're the favorite. And I mean, who would have thought that the 18-year-old American would have won it? You know, I watched that. I watched weightlifting. Yeah, I've been hopping around. I was supporting our football guys, under 23s, soccer. They were so close, but yet so far. But you know, I've been going through the whole different events. Been interesting. Every night I'll come through. I know the athletics preliminary rounds starts at 2 this morning. I mean, that side is going to be 9. So yeah, it kicks off tonight for us or tomorrow morning. So yeah, I don't know how much sleep we're going to have in this week. But yeah, it's exciting times going forward.
Well, not much, because, you know, the world of sport and athletics, for that matter, works on cycles, Olympic to Olympic cycles. And I'm sure you're going to be focused on checking what is the times that you need to get your athletes to in that space and all of these smaller aspects. But Roger, let's just touch on the weightlifting that you brought up. Yes. We've seen some interesting lifts this far. I mean, we've seen how much Olympic records have been broken. Yes. The snatch of the athletes are getting so much more higher compared to what they were in previous years. And I'm not talking of the finishing of the snatch. I'm talking of athletes starting off on high weights and just breaking records as they go up. Roger, is sport transforming at such a rapid rate that it's going to take everything now for athletes to get that competitive edge?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I mean, especially with weightlifting, you got to be so precise on what weight you go in, because you can't go down. What weight you start off, either you lift it, you have 3 chances. If you compete the first time, you have other 2 chances to increase your weight, and they play these mind games. So it's crazy. But if you look at the technical aspect, wow, these guys are crazy. I mean, they start off with the snatch, and then from there, the second round is obviously clean and jerk. So it's the combination of both events. So they have like 3 categories in that one specific competition. So you have the snatch competition, who's gonna win the top 3, and obviously you want to get the maximum weight to lift. And then you go over to the clean and jerk, which is another category on its own. And then you take the overall category for the champion. So it's crazy. These guys, I think every time I watch weightlifting, it's like they go fight. And I mean, for them, in terms of just 1 kilogram up, it means nothing to me and you, but that's like crazy PBs and exceptional heavyweights. And I mean, different tactics, techniques, innovation of sports, how we developed, coaching techniques, the mental game. I mean, I think sports evolved so much further as the previous times with the science and the mental side and the environment, techniques, and new aspects the coaches bring to the table, and obviously the athletes. That it's amazing. You see Olympic records get shattered, and they go attempt world records. And I mean, weightlifting, that works on precision.
Mm.
You got the wrong weight, it might be end of it. You can pick up that snatch. You don't pick up your clean and jerk, miscalculation, done. Your competition's done. Backpacked up. You're not in the standings.
And it's crazy because a trend that I've picked up is that many athletes would go not light, but they'd go at a challenging weight for their snatch, but then come clean and jerk and they go in all out, and you see insane weights. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Roger, looking at that, you've been in sport for almost all your life. Where do you see us heading to? And will there ever come a time when records can't be shattered anymore because athletes have now reached their peak?
Well, starting off, records are meant to be broken. A medal and a championships where you win cannot be taken away from you. So if you won 2019 Doha Athletics, nobody can take that away from you. But I mean, let's take for instance Mohammed. Mohammed ran a world record in Doha in the 400-meter hurdles. Remember 52, what was he, 12 or 15? What happened this year? Sydney, Gladwell came out in the US trials, shattered that record to 51 in the hurdles. High. So the record's gone, but she cannot take Mohammed's medal. Remember, she placed in Doha second, but she cannot take that medal away, the gold from Mohammed. Mohammed's still the world champion. So I believe records are meant to be broken. Guys will always push to the limits, will always excel. And I think the guy that breaks the records, the guys will always look at him, what he has done, what they can better themselves. So he's like almost the leader and example. And then it follows through. So yeah, there's some records are crazy. You think like they'll never get broken. I mean, a few years ago we thought the 400-meter record will never be broken. And there goes weight. Boom. What's the target now? Guys are not talking about going 43 low. They're talking about going 42 now. So they want to break into the 42. So just on that aspect, it's crazy. So I think records tentatively, I think as we age, as technology gets better, they're reachable, they're breakable. A championship medal, and that normally sticks and stays with you forever. Nobody can go back in time and snatch it away from you.
Such a good point you brought there. Just unfortunate that in South Africa's perspective, Tatiana Schoenmaker breaks an Olympic record. What is it, in the semi-final?
Yeah.
And then in the final, she ends up second. How important is it for athletes to pace themselves through the heats into the finals? I mean, you're a triple jump athlete, and you're quite actively involved in the athletics spaces. What's the advice and guidance you give to your athletes in order to get through the heats and focus solely on the finals?
So obviously in the beginning stages, you focus on heats getting to the finals because that's the goal. And at the final, from 1 to 8 in that lane, or if it's 12 competitors in the final, anyone can take it. It's a whole psychological point. It's on that day. Because even with triple jump or sprints, day one, you feel so great. You're just doing things effortless. Your body's fresh and everything. And boom, you smash a record, you break a PB easier. Now, the next day, you got to wake up. Your body is not the same. Remember, you depleted also because you used a certain amount of energy and all that stuff. Depends if you worked hard. I mean, if you look at Chad, how he went into the final. Remember, in the semifinals, it was crazy. He was like in the outside lane and he was looking across the whole time as he was filming. Yes, he won it. But I mean, the final was a different story. So it's on the day, how your body feels, and the person that wants it the most normally wins. So the preparation is obviously repetition, execution. So you teach and you coach the guys. You take them through the phases. You teach them the same, like in swimming. They will probably work on the technical aspect. Because remember, when you get to a stage of Olympics like now and World Champs, you can't work on the endurance. You can't work on strength. All is done. All you can do is tighten up, execute technique. Obviously, you're just going to focus on the rhythm, the routine that you've went through, and execute. That's the only win. And obviously, you got to have the hunger. The one of the best psychological game that's hungry for it and wants it the most normally wins. I mean, Adriana was supposed to be the clear-out favorite to win it. And I mean, she gave it all. But that next person there just wanted more and pedal. And I mean, the commentators were saying that the lady from America is a strong finisher towards the end. Remember? And Yeah, it's we were happy celebrating, but it was also sad because we want the goal.
Mm.
Everybody's going
No,
for the goal.
definitely.
Yeah, so it's from a mental, physical, and obviously on the day executing. You can sleep bad and wake up wrong, or you could not even sleep because remember, everybody sees you competing at a stage. They don't see you in the background what's happening. Okay, after this cool down stretch, I'm going to go eat. I'm getting to bed. It's not easy to sleep. Knowing you have a final tomorrow, you're nervous. You know you're the best. You're number one. Everybody's hoping. Fans are cheering you. There's a lot of pressure. So you might toss and turn, you might be looking up and thinking about it. So the best thing is obviously try to calm down, try to keep it routinely like the same. So then the psychological part and the mental part comes in, which you have to bring it out. So that whoever wakes up the favorite, that's why it's always best being the underdog going into the final because you're not in the spotlight.
No, definitely. You brought up quite an important topic there. You spoke about sleep, right? With sleep being such an important aspect at the Olympic Games for the athletes, these athletes were given cardboard beds, Roger,
Yeah.
and you've competed at the highest level in athletics as well, and you've probably slept on many beds before, but a
Yeah.
cardboard bed? You as a coach, you're taking your athletes to the Olympics and you get a cardboard bed. What is your first reaction?
Well, I hope that mattress is thick enough and stable because I like to sleep on a hard surface. So if it's stable, it's fine. If it's gonna move like spring area, it's crazy. I mean, Commonwealth Games 2018, when I was over there, we got nice queens. I think it was a 2-quarter beds, nice, the normal standard. Well, not cardboard, obviously it was wooden, but I mean, great mattress. And I mean, I saw a clip of a gymnast from Ireland. He was posting in his village, and he was actually on his bed jumping, and it doesn't move. So I was like, okay, that bed is fine because it was up. He jumped up and down, literally. And I mean, he's weighing around about 70 kgs, and it never cracked in. The cardboard never cracked in. So I think the Japanese were very smart and efficient in building it because they know what are they going to do with the beds afterwards. Now they can recycle it and go forward. So how he was jumping on the legs, I think, yeah, the bed looks stable and fine. The problem, but you also bring a good point. You see, when you're at home and in your routine, you sleep in your bed in your same environment. But now when you go to Olympic Games, like being in a village, I mean, Commonwealth Village, Olympic Games Village, World Champ Village, it's a different atmosphere. You're totally out of routine. Remember, you're in a different environment. It also plays a role because now you're in a dining hall. Yes, they have different sort of foods, but it's not the way you make it. You know, you have a certain routine, your TV. You might, like you can see also in Tokyo, the guys are sharing. Now you have a roommate, depending who you pair up. So all of it plays in the way you're at home, you stay alone, and so forth. So the environment around you is also a key factor. And going to this, it's easy for me and you sitting at the comfort of home watching the performance. But like I said, there's so much behind the scenes from how you sleep, if your roommate's accommodating. Some guys have a routine of sleeping at 8. I sleep at 10. You know, now you gotta sort of accommodate, try to get in and just for that. And sometimes it can get annoying and irritating because your adrenaline levels and the testosterone levels are high. So you're on edge. So sometimes you guys get irritated. Some guys have good roommates. I normally know when I go overseas or we go to championships, I'm used to my guys, most of the guys. I know who I can share with, who I can't. Some guys snore, some guys don't. So yeah, it depends. You don't want to sleep with earplugs in your ears.
True. It's all of these small aspects that we bring into it. But now we get into the thick of things. Track and field this weekend.
Yeah.
South Africa's hopes are lying on Akani. Personally, I wouldn't put too much pressure on Wade. I've followed him. I know the season he's been through. So with him qualifying for me was okay. I mean, whatever result he gets out of here is a bonus.
Yeah.
But going into this weekend of some track and field, are there any athletes in specific that you're looking forward to watching? And what are your expectations?
Look, I would always root for my South African boys all the way. I mean, I want Akane to obviously win. I mean, Rachel Samai is there. Cheswell Johnson's first Olympics and major. I mean, he's been jumping phenomenal. I saw a clip he sent out during his practice. He was flying, was looking good. I mean, it's also a UJ boy. I mean, Wade also. I mean, I just think with Wade, he came into it, he qualified, and he's getting better as the competitions progress. I don't know if he had enough competitions to run, but mentally he's strong. And I remember with him, I think a lot of people are maybe cutting him out and doubting him, but I think he can do something. The key is getting to the final. You know, Akan has been at this world stage. I think world champs, he was fifth. Then there was Rio, he was fifth. Then he came the other world champs, he was seventh. Doha was fourth. You know, so he's always been there. Everything's been there, clinical, and it's like at the finals just slips. So, but he's one of the favorites. I mean, between him, Ronnie Baker, and Tomial, I mean, the guys are looking good, and you get other outside guys. I'm thinking the relay team, if the guys good turnover handovers, might also execute. Our long jumpers, I mean, Rush was looking good, execution, you know, getting into the rhythm and stuff. He might pull something off. You never know. Chesel also. So I think the main thing for the guys is just getting through rounds and get to the final and give it your all, and you get surprises. I mean, how many top number one favorites? I mean, Naomi was supposed to win the tennis, and she's out. She lost. Yeah, and she's out in the quarterfinals.
Ashley Barty as well, out in the first round. I mean, these are top-seeded tennis players that you'd be expecting to take this tournament with ease.
100%. So it's on the day, what's expected, who wants it the most. So I'll be looking at it. I'll be looking at our 400-meter guys also. I mean, I hope they can get to the finals. Besides, I mean, weight, obviously. And, I mean, we got Clarence going at 200. We got Gift that's been in good form with Sean. That's up in the States. He did well at the NCAS. So I'm hoping them at least semifinals, you know, getting that feeling and going through that. I mean, the way Gil's looking, you might even find him in the final. Might have even two South Africans in the 100-meter final, you know. I mean, I know Wenda's kicking off also soon. Sox is going in this morning. For us, them in obviously in the morning, they're doing their preliminary heats for the 400-meter hurdles. I know he hasn't run in a competition now recently, and he's been back home training, and he went a bit over to Gemona, Italy to train. So he's also looking good. But like I said, he's on the day. But I mean, the hurdles events, 400-meter hurdles, it's tough. I mean, you're sitting with the Norwegian world record holder. You're sitting, Benjamin is there. I mean, you got other guys. You got the Brazilian youngster also running 47s. It's crazy. It's phenomenal. But I think the 400-meter is a bit open. I know everybody's going Norman. But I think there might be a spin in the work. And I think on the day, I mean, Wade is a gutsy runner. So on the day, Wade goes in there and he's like, whatever, and he's going to go all hard. He might medal.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Norman last year, supposed to win 2019 Doha World Champs, and it didn't work out. He got a bit of a niggle or injured it out, and he was out. So it's not necessarily the favorite. So it's, like I said, who wants it? And I mean, he's defending the title. Wade.
And that's the beauty of sport. Knowing that you're going in there defending your title, he's worked so hard to get where he is, and I don't think that he'd want to give it away easily. Raj, your homeland, Namibia. Anybody from Namibia that you've been following so far during this Olympic Games? What's your thoughts on their performance overall from a sporting perspective?
Well, I don't know if you saw, we got two young ladies there running the 200, Christine and Beatrice Masilingi. Remember, they ran the 400, but then they were withdrawn because due to levels of natural testosterone and whatever. So they're running 200s, and the ladies have been exceptional. I mean, they've placed, they've medaled. I know they've won a couple of races in Europe. They're running currently, 22.6, 22.4, 22.7, somewhere there. So it's also exciting. I'm busy looking out on them. I know them also personally, but I mean, they're young. They're 18 years old. But it's such a great experience for them and for my country, Namibia, for them to boost and get athletics back on the ground. Because, I mean, in South Africa here, we're building it and it's growing fast because now there's a lot of people they can look up. They look up to Castor, Wade, Akane. They look up to Raj, I mean, Luvu. They look up to Sunet. You know, there's very different heroes here already that a lot of kids look up to and they want to be like them when they push. I mean, if in the swimming pool, the same thing. Chad Leclerc, it was Raking, it was Schoonman, all of those guys. So you can go on. Even Rubepi, how many guys don't look at the Springbok Sevens, you know? My heart hurt. I was watching that game against Argentina. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. And actually, when I got that red card, I felt like, okay, here it's through pass. We're gonna go.
It's game over.
Yeah, game over. We're gonna medal. And yeah, but I mean, so for them representing, and I mean, they also got sponsorship stuff, so they're doing well. I think they have still a long journey to to learn from it. So I'm looking out at them. I'm looking out at the marathon. Johanna, she got bronze last year, the world champs. So I'm supporting my fellow country people and teammates that were normally there. And obviously, I also support a lot of South African guys. I mean, I've been here for so long. And I mean, this is home for me now.
No, definitely.
So for me, it's like I'm looking all over. I mean, I have favorites, but I'm basically I scout everywhere. For me, the Olympics and championships is about the inspirational stories, the motivation. The underdog came through all the circumstances and all the situations, and came out on top. And I mean, I'm hoping, or let me say, I'm sure we'll get a medal. South Africa definitely in athletics. There's definitely a medal or two there, definitely, if not more.
Okay, you've said a medal or two. Now let me put you on the spot real quick. Let's break it down. Who are some of your medalists that you are speaking into existence this evening?
Okay, I'm not gonna count out the 4x1 relay. I think if they execute the stuff, we can definitely medal. I mean, in Poland, in the World Relay Championships, we won the gold there.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have a formidable team with Akane, you got Sean, you got Gift, They probably got, I saw they took Shedrick up also for the relays.
Yes.
And I mean, with the relays, if you got guys running at the 10-2, 10-1s with good changeovers, I mean, you can do something magic. And it depends which one has a stronger anchor. Akane, definitely.
So we've got the relays. We've got Akane.
Yeah, and then I would not count out Wade.
There's Wade. So we've got 3 medalists thus far.
Yeah. I'm not giving you the colors, but I'm just saying. And I think
podium finish is a podium finish.
Yeah, and I think the 4x4 team, the men's 4x4 team, I think they can make finals and they might surprise us. And then also I wouldn't count out the long jump. I mean, Rashwell is very experienced. And the jumps event, it takes one solid good jump. I mean, we saw it with TJ Gale from Jamaica last year, the Doha Championships. When he qualified last to the final. Can you believe it? He was like 12th. And on the day, the panel opened up with a crazy jump and then just extended and won it with a 867. And 2 days before, he was not really jumping well. He was jumping like 820s, 880s, somewhere there. So that's what I'm saying. On the day, I know Rush has been very focused. I think Rush or Cheswell can do something. It might be in the finals. With the ladies, look, I know Wenda has a big task ahead of her. It's going to be a bit tough, I think, with the hurdles. Because the girls are hitting like you got the Netherlands lady running 52s, you got Sydney, you got a strong contingency of Americans. I mean, you got Mohammed there, the world champion, and I mean, yeah. So it's going to be a little bit tough in that region. And I mean, what other events we have? We have Joanne. She's in the short javelin. She can maybe, but I think for them it's good going for the finals and building up that experience and going forward. I know with the marathon we got Stephen Makoka and those guys going in there, and I know he's hungry for it. So with the marathon is also those things you don't know if it's going to hit.
You never know which way it's going to go.
But I'm thinking, let me say confidently, on the least, I expect at least 2 medals from South Africa. I'm not going to say which color, but I'm expecting at least 2, if not 3.
Well, we've got 2 thus far. Let's hope we can get another 2. Roger, that's all we have time for this evening. Thank you so much. I really appreciate getting your insight and your expertise on a field that you love so much. Roger Haitengi, have a great evening further and have a lekker weekend of some track and field events, man.
You too, and we'll chat soon, eh? Let's hope my predictions stick off, eh?
No, perfect. Next week we'll touch base and see if those predictions actually came into fruition. Thanks so much.
Cool. Have a good evening.
Cool. That was Roger Haitengi, the athletics manager at UJ, giving us a bit of a breakdown on what we can expect this weekend in the track and field events. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be chatting to journalists from South Africa and an international journalist. We had to bring out all the stops for the British and Irish Lions. We're chatting to David Skippers and UK-based journalist James Weil. They're going to be telling us what we can expect in the second test match where South Africa take on the British and Irish Lions, will South Africa be able to level the series 1-1 and take it into the final test for a decider? Or the British and Irish Lions just too strong? Stay tuned to Salam Media. After the break, we're going to be chatting all things British and Irish Lions.